Good morning, everyone present. So today our group number 4 will be presenting on the extract of Harvard Business Review strategy paper, which is building company vision. So the paper is written by James C. Collins and Jerry I. Porras in the month of September and October in the year 1996. So we as a group number four presented by Abhishek Kumar Bhanu, Aditya Menon, Lala Tindu Kesri Mahanti, Bhagyasri Bhavana Patel, and myself, Kautuk Singh. So moving to the next slide, building a company vision. So it basically it is a like how a company has how a company has stated a vision, mission, and values for themselves, like how they motivates employee and how they motivates the organization, and building the vision explained in a briefly with a detailed conclusion and summary with a detailed example. So who the company values, like why the purpose of this company is set, and what are the vision of the company for the future aspect, and about the how the mission will be accomplished with the said purpose. So moving to the next slide, like building company vision, like motivation, like what's all about. So the top business typically have the following mechanism to try to drive the team forward, like any MNC company or IT company or any company, as we have discussed in our next slides about the we have taken the example of Sony and HP and other big firm company. So any company, like they have set a vision, then mission and objective, strategy and tactics. So I will be discussing about like what are these and why these are set by the companies and what are the values and purposes. Main thing are the values and purposes. So we have already discussed in the we have already mentioned in the slides. So values and purpose are the main thing. Like vision, like speaking of confusion, like vision and mission are also frequently interchangeable. Like though they should not be like, but if we look at what most company post on their website for vision and mission, like if we search on Google or Bing or Safari, like would we will really be able to tell like which is are they labeled, which are their vision or mission. So here like vision is ideally a view of the future possibility of any company, like relative to the company's work in the world. So it's an attainable by any person or even the largest organization also. For any instance, the vision of any company where people wake up looking forward to their work day because they know that what are the job can be done in a meaningful way, in interesting way, and in a challenging way. And also even it's become for the employees also for the managers even more exciting. So clearly it can't accomplish by individual. So it should be a teamwork, and it should be a future. The vision is a future aspect. So after the vision, it is a mission. So after the vision, it is all about the mission. The mission is where the business will do its parts in making the vision a reality. So if I'm on a mission, if my team is on a mission to make corporate life more fun, now just livable, like not just bearable fun, work shouldn't stuck. So like the corporate life, there shouldn't be a rat race. So it can accomplish within the sphere of action and influence. So the company of any company look for the vision and mission to accomplish by the team members and also by the employees to run the business in a more to making the vision a reality. So the vision can be a reality in the for the any company. And the third thing is like we have mentioned the objectives. So the core objective of any company, how the goal can be addressed and how it can be achieved by by setting the vision and the mission. So like many options for the objective, we will address the vision from any corporate event planning to execute that, like the goal that has been defined to train and to support the leaders and the managers, because they are the one who have the most impact on any of the employees in the company. So they are the ones who will become the senior leaders in the future. So these objective and strategies can be done by can be implemented by the senior team members. So the objective is set to like for accomplishing the vision, and it can be creative, accessible, affordable, a support program or the individual and custom program for corporation can be done. So the company set the objectives. The fourth one is about the strategy. Strategy is the strategy to achieve the objective is to create accessible, like we can provide a training, we can support program for individual, for the line manager, leaders, custom program we can we can conduct a custom program for the corporation, and to make this program available to the largest reasonable number of individuals and company have make their strategy. Strategies can be long term and also for a short term also, like to create a self-study program or to write a book. Like it become an employee of an organization and influence for the strategy. Like instead of from outside as a consultant, we can look for a strategy, like how a company can move forward with a good strategy. Like we can take an example of a big MNC company of like HP, Deloitte, or any company. Like they have a certain good strategy, and they have a good market share in the market also. Like we have a, like example of a Xiaomi, like in the market share of any smartphone company have a market share of about 27.9% in the recent in the 2021. So have a good strategy, like it will move the company move forward with a good with a good objective goal set by them. The last one is tactics, like they are often broken down by category, like for instance, the product and services development and the delivery. So like just looking at the tactics, it is about the developing and delivering a free sense of whether they are successful in any group or whether there can be learned something from the strategy thinking. So the all important key is the tactics, like must directly support the strategy, which in turn must directly support achieving the goal. Main goal is to main aim is to achieving the goal. So and of course the goal must support the vision and the mission, which must support by the objective. So it is all about the tactic, how we perform and how we finally set the task label, like what step must be taken to support the tactic. Like there can be a most individual team members who have lived in the entire career, but until being promoted into a management and the leadership role, it can be supported by a good tactics. So this can be done with while executing the thing. And the values and purpose can will be discussed in the next slide. Like the top business typically have the following mechanism to drive the team forward. Like vision, as I've already discussed, like the vision is the top of the tree in vision, like how the cascade of all the way down to the define our day to day. And the main thing is values and purpose. Like values and purpose are the main thing, like like how we build our trust in society and solve the important problem. Our values define ourselves and how we stand for and how we behave. So there are many core values like integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and the leadership. Like how we serve the common good, like bring the best of all the competition from any employee or the senior leaders, embrace the good opportunity to contribute as well as know what to do and what is right. And all about the purpose also, like purpose is to main like how the strategic business element that thoughtfully developed and effectively implemented act as a roadmap for the organization to track and work toward achieving the ultimate goal. So these are the values and purpose is the main thing for any organization for building a company vision. Moving to the next slide, like I will be giving the overview of the building vision, like companies that enjoy enduring success. Like I've already said, already mentioned some of the firm, like have core values and a core purpose that remain fixed with their business strategies. So it practices the endless adapt to a changing world. And as a core ideology, will be discussed by my teammates in the further slides. So this define what we stand and why they are exist in the company. It's all about their values and purpose. And the third is and the last one is the second one is the envisioned future, what we aspire to become, to achieve or to create. Like the first one is big, hairy, audacious goal, that is BHAG, and the second one is a vivid description. The BHAG is actually a compelling long-term goal that is intriguing enough to inspire employees of any organization to take action. So the writer, there's a Collins and Jerry Porras written to build to last, like how successful habit of visionary companies can be merged. Like it is a visionary business goal that will inspire employees and has a clear finishing line with the organization, can know when it is achieved the goal, and people like to shoot for the finish line. So core ideology basically enduring the character of any organization, like how organization grows, expands, and diversify. And about the envision future, it is like vision of any organization, like how it consists of the big audacious goal, like clear and a compelling catalyst that serve as a focal point for effort. Like a vivid description, which I will discuss, like it is the engaging description of what it will be to achieve the big goal and why it is important. Like it is a clear vision for any organization that aspire to become or achieve and your long-term goals. So the next slide will be discussed by my teammates.
The overview core idea is defined we stand where we exist. The purpose of is the existence and motivation of doing the company work. It's head in our hands where we want to give a direction, where we want to achieve, where we want to go, and what is the sole purpose of this industry or the organization for which we have started. It is in our hand to stand and believe what we are doing and expecting the commercial gain from it. Overview ideologies of the Sony. In this case, we can see that Sony is stand and where it exists. The purpose of is experiencing the technology benefits, giving the benefit to the public. The core value of the Japanese cultures and national status, where we can see in the Sony overall, the starting to the now itself. It was the pioneer. It didn't have any competition or they can achieve or get something from them. It succeed in doing what is impossible to the industry is encourage the individual and create an ability and give the one of the best and the benchmark over the world for the technological based industry. Even the Apple when it was started wanted to be a Sony. This was the impact of the Sony, the long-term vision that we can see in the bag. It's a Envisioned Futures. It's a bag where the ambition is long term. It's about 10 to 30-year long plan which inspired the organizations. It focus on the point and act as the catalyst. Inspired to become and achieve the overall goal of the organization. It's a vibrant and engaging, tangible picture of what it would be achieved in the bag. As it's one of the famous quote of the Bill Gates is that many of them are overestimating the short-term goals, but not getting the what they can achieve in the long term. That's the 10-year. That is decadic goals. That in BHAG we can even say is that a decadic goals. The long-term achievements was the company wanted to achieve. As we can see that the Sony case study, its operation practices is to getting the measurement tools, how they can measure the vision toolkits. Their objective was to manufacturing the 1 million units, the major making the presence in the US market and major presence in the Europe by making the 50 billion euro in the 5 years. Case study of the Sony, we can conclude that it's a cascading objective statistics. It's curiosity to have clear sights of the company bag under the value of the core purpose. It enables the articulation of the business why the objectives are important and valid. It's work on the both ups and downs of the hierarchy, whether it's the top management or the lower management. It gives the clarity and purpose to the staffs. It gives the confident view and idea, not getting in the hung up in the details, but giving the clear cut idea and the minimize the management skip work and plain simplicity to build across to look smart and aligned to everyone, their goal and missions. Building the company vision. It ensuring the result of the Collins for his bag studies. It's give the effective companies about to put the bags in the place where influent enterprise. 18 firms author have studies about the bags. After reaching the mature size, it turned up Collins says that the key is to give the company good parenting. One of the example we can see is that Starbucks is overtaking the Coke as world leading brand. It fit with the company strategy and purpose of its value. It's giving a branding with its mission that world brand building at its the heart of the strategy and values. It's targeting about the company performance at its base 20 year of reaches. From this onward, the slide will be carried out, my friend.
Next, we will discuss about core values. So basically, in this market,
people used to usually being confused regarding the core values, the vision and the strategies. So they are quite perplexed about this fact. So like in core values, they are mostly focused in the guiding principle in which the company needs to work, the fundamental base in which the company should build their entire empire. So it should be the guiding principle in which company should navigate. It shouldn't require any external justifications, and it is more about like intrinsic in nature inside the thought process that is more important for the core values. Now if you talk about like quality, some companies aspiring for quality, but we cannot say that it has the core values. Like quality can be changed as per the market also changes. So in that within 10 years of in the timeline it can be changed. So this mechanism won't be working in the vision case. So basically the vision should be set in such a way that it can be exist for longer time. So core values of the company, that is quite important. So that should not be like changing with the changing in market and customer base, as well as it is also independent of other external factors. We should design the vision in such a way, the core values in such a way, so that the company can exist for the company can exist with that vision for longer period. And if they're going for the expansion, if they're going for diversification, or in case they are going for other industries, the vision should also be matching with that. Otherwise it can also lead to the brand dilution. So as already said by CEO of Johnson and Johnson, Ralph S. Lauren, the core values that is embedded in our credo might be the competitive advantage, but that is not we have them. We have them because they define us, that the things that we are standing for. And if in case any competitive disadvantage is also happening, still that vision we need to be intact with that, so that in the long run we are able to achieve the ambition, the objective that the company is aspiring for. Yes. So like we have taken the example of Disney, Sony, P&G and HP. The HP is more focused about the respecting the individuals. The product they design, they're more focused about the customer, how they can get the good quality of the product as well as the services, and that is the main concept of this their business. And whereas P&G, they keep innovating themselves. That is a big core value you can say, and they didn't stop innovating. They're more focused on the product excellence. Whereas Sony, they are more focused in improving the Japanese culture, as there was like some saying about that the Japanese product are of poor quality in initiation period, but later that changed, and Sony also played a crucial role in changing that thought process. And Disney, they believe in keeping the culture, the values of their country more important, so they are nurturing the American values. They're focusing in the innovation, creativity, imagination, focus. Now if we're talking about the values, then we need to also say mention about the Tata, that is also our Indian brand. So they are more focused in the integrity, responsibility, the excellence, the pioneering and the unity, that you are more focusing for, as they are also in employee oriented also. So Tata is believing in this ideology so that they can be in the long run, and yes, the result we are getting. Next. So if you define the company's core value, it is a basically a discovery process. There is no end. It's keep innovating, and we have to be very much honest regarding that. It's not like operating principle or strategies, because strategies are changing, tactics are also changing, but vision should be remain intact, and they shouldn't be affected by time. So there are a lot of the questions, like if there is a changing in the industrial market, the scenario, then it might be affecting the concept. It might be affecting the core values. So core values should be intact with that, and it shouldn't be hampered with those of the process. And also like it should be more about like money. If money is not creating the roadblock, still then the core values should be supported, and it should be more than the 100 years time, like that should be there. And same core value that can be also implemented in different industries also. Now talking about the core purposes, these are also the motivational reason that for which it will drive the strategies, the objective, the aspirations that organizations are rooting for. So they are all they are forever pursued, but yes, there is no end point of that. So it's not basically linked to the product or customer or any business strategies. Rather, it should be the sustainability of the business. Like David Packard, the founder of HP, he also mentioned regarding the what is the value of the core purpose in the company that should be intact with, and they're able to achieve that one through their reliable product and the service provided to the customer. Yes. So these are the core purposes of some of the companies like 3M. They are more focused in solving the problem, and Walmart is they are more focused to providing the ordinary people that type of product which also rich people are being means they are aspiring for. So it's not like the EDLP strategies. They are more focused in providing the low income people the opportunity to gain that product, also that type of service. Whereas Nike, they are believing in crushing their competitors. They are aspiring for, rather than providing the quality of the shoes and they are looking for. And Disney, they are making focus in the bringing the happiness to people's space. And Sony, they are improving, they are focused in improving the culture of the Japanese and change the thought process for that. And HP more focused in the innovation and welfare of the humanity. Next. So if you discuss about the core purpose, the define, then there will be 5 reasons, like why do you are making the product, what is the reason behind that, and what are the challenges that facing and the factors all, and which is inspiring. So this core purpose are also help in designing that vision for that. So why it should be accepted, if there is a certain case in that, what would be the impact. So everything should be taken into consideration, and as equally envision future is also important, which would be discussed my friend.
So I'll be here to explain the BHAG, that is the Big, Hairy and Audacious Goals. So basically, it is an ambitious plan which acts to inspire the entire organization. So it is typically a long-term strategy, not a small or a mid-term strategy. So it takes nearly 10 to 30 years to implement. So it is basically a focal point of effort which acts as a catalyst or a team spirit which drives the entire organization. Now, it is as in life, nothing is certain. So it is not 100% certain that these goals can be achieved. But still, the organizations make an attempt to reach these goals. So, yes, Abhishek, change the slide. So, like the BHAG, they can be of 4 natures. That is, they can be a quantitative or qualitative nature. Like Walmart, their goal is to become a $125 billion company by 2000, and it may be a goal that is to crush the common enemy. Like for Nike, it is to crush Adidas, and for the allies, it was to beat Hitler. And it may be modeled around to become or to emulate a role model. For example, the Voro brand becomes the Nike of the cycling industry. And it may also be a source for internal transformation, like GE or General Electric. They want to be number one or number two in every market to be served, possessing the strength of a big company with leanness and agility of a small company. And for Rockwell, it is to transform from a defense contractor to the best diversified high-tech company in the world. Yes. So some of the other questions that the organization needs to ask itself is that where do you want to see yourself in 20 years, and what these goals should feel like to the employees, and what would be the view of the major publication about the company in 20 years time. So these are some of the questions that the organization and the top management of any organization must ask themselves before setting the BHAG. So then we will come to the vivid description. So the just setting the BHAG is not enough, but there should be a vivid description associated with it so that it can be communicated both within the company and as well as to the outside. So for Sony, the BHAG description was basically to become a company most known for changing the worldwide perception. Now, 50 years from now, our brand name will be well known as in the world and will signify innovation and quality. And made in Japan will mean something fine, not something shoddy. So basically, from this statement, we can understand that the BHAG or the goals of Sony was to become a driver of innovation and quality, and to associate Japanese products with quality and fineness, not something which is shoddy in nature. So we'll close now. Thank you.